Ghost Hunt Alberta. We have a Ghost Hunt Alberta organization. All these buildings are... Okay, I guess they're reproductions. They were built by hand in the style and the era filled with historical artifacts. Coupled with the steady stream of people coming through over the many years since they were built has led to some spirits taking up residence. Okay, buddy. There's no way.
This device here, I'm going to set it down.
Paranormal Mushu would be creaming himself in the stream.
If you come up and talk into it. Okay, so you like Jesse's meter, but you're okay.
Bro, I would be trolling during this. Cassie would be like, don't be mean to the spirits. And I'd be asking if it has like a fucking juicy donkey.
Okay, can we do some questions? Are you a man? Are you a woman?
Bro, there's no way
Is this your house?
It's not their house. They just told us that it's a recreation.
Are you attached to something else in the building? Or are you just roaming around?
Like, that little thing in their hand has to be fake. It just beeps random things like a magic 8-ball. It just says something, right? Destiny, I wouldn't blame you for going in this one, because this one's like this is some weird shit. But Dark, I feel like you have to do.
Easier for you to talk to us. Have you talked to us before?
Thank you for interacting.
Can't see it, but
Although very coincidentally, these lights and anomalies are just dust and paranormal.
Don't be afraid. Machines sound like when they detect your presence. Again, it cannot hurt.
Weren't we in these fucking things when we did the escape room, Destiny?
We'd love it if you did it again.
In these rooms? Like, I feel like they're real too, but also I feel like, I don't know. Like, have you ever seen those videos on TikTok though, where like, it's like a song lyric, or you see the Green Lantern thing where it's like, it's because what your brain is like reading on the screen, that's what it hears. So like half these things where it's like popping up subtitles, there's no way that's actually what it said. Knowing I find that very hard to believe. I already read that. The Robert doll? What the hell is the Robert doll?
It might have been a
It
glitch
lives
or
somewhere in
something
Florida.
passing through it.
Ghosts and spirits are
It might be
100%
easier
real.
for us. And it could be
I'll
like
react to
my
the doll in a
space, but
second,
everybody
hold on.
wear ID.
yeah.
Yeah, it's going up and down. It's awesome.
That's awesome, she says.
By all means, go for it. We're just here to investigate.
There was a group at the Stampede grounds years ago that was scamming people by going around with the camera and a microphone.
Wait, what did they just say?
People by going around with the camera. Yeah, there was a group at the Stampede grounds years ago that was scamming people by going around with the camera and a microphone. One person, or is this two?
Thank you. You really like.
Bro, this has to be a money scam.
What's this one?
Or page, and I'm with this group. And
Is that something? Do you want to communicate with people?
I'd be asking if it's got a dump truck or something.
If yes,
Device that might make it easier for you to talk to us. Have you talked to us before?
At Millipore Sigma,
Bro, I
we're not.
don't know. Like, what is EMF? Like, what is the true definition of EMF? Is it a made-up thing, or is it like a real electromagnetic fields? Okay, so, but it is a real thing. But everything, yeah, EMF comes from everything. Like, you could be picking up your cell phone in your pocket. You know what I mean? It's just radiation. They could have a microwave plugged in behind the building. What time did we order this pizza? Okay, let's react to Chris's video. I hate ghost things because then I just, my OCD and my ADHD, everything, I just get fixated on it, and I actually think someone's coming to kill me, and I actually think something happened. I remember some person in like elementary told me about Bloody Mary. I had nightmares for years.
At a small
Like, what the fuck is that thing? It's got no lips.
West Museum, a strange doll sits behind a wall of glass.
This thing is like Chucky.
Letters, emails, and bribes disguised
Like, look at the dog. That looks like a failed taxidermy project.
as gifts for the straw and fabric toy pour in daily, but the figure seems reluctant to change its ways. Meet Robert the doll, one of the world's most notorious haunted objects. Robert's chilling history and continued mischief delight and terrify in equal measure. On a small wooden chair at a museum in
This
Cuba,
guy looks like he's off of a board game. This looks like the guy from Clue, the butler from Clue. Like, I can't trust anything this guy's saying. You know what I mean?
West Florida, there sits a doll. He's worn from age, black beaded eyes peering out of a face covered in nicks and small holes. His features are only vaguely human. His nose is a
looks like he's made out of a cork.
perceptible bump. His mouth, a flat pair of light flesh-colored lips. His ears
Ooh, I love me
seem
light flesh-colored
misplaced,
lips.
as if the
Call me
lumpy
Jeffrey Dahmer.
ovals were stitched on as an afterthought. Atop the doll's blonde hair is a jaunty
Bro, I should be making fun of this shit because it's gonna
it
come after
matches
me.
his outfit, a white and pale blue sailor suit. In his lap sits a stuffed dog, unsettling in its own right, with bulging eyes and a tongue hanging loosely from its mouth. The pair looked like something that would be found in a discarded heap at some estate sale. An elderly grandmother parting.
Wait. Hold on, I'll finish this. What are they called? Raggedy Ann? Okay, These Annabelle dolls, I'm pretty sure there's like a horror, like a lore behind this too. My grandma had like 3 of these fuckers that sat on the, you can't even see it, had like 3 of these fucking things that sat on the couch at her house, and those things were creepy. But these things like killed people. I don't know, man. That thing.
With the toys she has kept around since her own childhood. So why is an ancient old doll sitting behind glass in a museum?
I think there's a movie about Robert.
Because
shit freaks
this
me out.
isn't a discarded toy. This is Robert.
These are
the
just
doll.
like, bro.
Allegedly one of the world's most haunted objects. Robert was manufactured in the early 1900s by the Steiff Company, the same
These
toy
were just
maker famous for bringing the original teddy
old-ass
bear to
toys
life
that-
in honor of Theodore
Like, honestly, any
Roosevelt.
toy that was from like the
The
1900s was
Steiff
creepy as hell.
story
Like, look at that
posits
thing.
that the doll was never intended to be used as a children's toy.
Like
It was
anything
likely manufactured for a window display
that was made in that era was
of
just
clowns and jesters.
inherently creepy, no matter what it
How
was,
the
because it was
doll
just
found its way
creepy
into
making,
the
because
hands
no
of
one
a
knew how to
young
build
boy
shit
in
back
Key
then.
West is unknown.
You know what I mean?
But what happened next is legendary. Some accounts say Robert Eugene Otto received the doll as a gift from his grandfather, who had bought it
And,
in
like,
Germany. Others
someone
claim
definitely just took a creepy
jilted
doll, put it in a
former
room, and
servant
killed
of the
someone and blamed it on the
family
doll.
gifted the boy
Because there was
a
no, like,
hexed object as
police
revenge.
investigations back
The
then.
new owner gave the doll his own first name.
Do you know what I mean?
But there was never any
Bro, I'm gonna cry
confusion.
tonight. I'm not gonna be able to sleep.
Otto went by Gene. The Ottos were a prominent Key
Nightmares will
West
be bad
family,
tonight, confirmed.
and
That's what I'm
Gene
saying.
grew to be a well-known eccentric artist in the small island community. Young Otto clothed Robert in his own tiny sailor suit,
I wish
and
someone
the
would
doll
clothe
quickly
me.
became his favorite toy. But Gene soon began blaming mishaps on the effigy. At first, it was brushed aside as childish lying. A broken vase wasn't toppled because of carelessness. Robert pushed it.
Bro, Robert's a bitch. And I stand on that. Just kidding, I'm sorry, Robert.
But the
Don't kill me,
strange
please.
behavior didn't stop as Gene grew, and the tales of Robert being the mastermind behind any trouble that Gene found himself in were no longer endearing. On one occasion, Gene's parents woke in the night to the sound of their son's screams. When they rushed to his room, they found him sobbing, surrounded by overturned furniture. Gene told them Robert had done it. Later, mutilated toys began appearing in
Mutilated?
the Otto home. Robert did it, became Gene's constant cry. Those who remember Gene as an adult say he was unusually close with his childhood toy.
Bro, that's what I'm saying.
He
Before
brought
walking
the doll
into the
with him
museum,
everywhere,
to get a peek
and
at Robert, the
spoke
tour
to it
guide gave
like a real
us some strict
person.
rules, so you must
In
greet and introduce yourself
conversations
to
with
Robert.
friends,
If
Gene
you want to take a
referred
photo,
to
you must
Robert in the
ask first. You can't
person,
leave the museum without
as
saying
if he
goodbye.
was introducing them to a nephew.
You actually went and saw
Gene
this thing, Chris?
eventually left Robert behind to study at the Academy of Fine Arts
I
in
take it back,
Chicago,
Robert.
and the Arts Students
you're
League
not a
in New
bitch.
York, followed
I'm sorry,
by
this is for
Sorbonne
content
in
purposes.
Paris. It was there that Gene met his
Bro,
wife,
I don't like that you're
and
like
returned
putting these
to
vibes in
Florida
the air,
and
Chris, because it
Robert
makes me actually
with
think
his
it's
new
real. And I
bride.
just,
His large, stately family home in Key West becoming known
Chris, I
as
don't.
the Artist House. Inside,
Oh,
he fashioned
I don't
Robert
like
a
it.
room of his own in the attic. He could be seen from the sidewalk below.
Why is he in a
positioned
sailor
in a
suit?
sunny window. But more than a few children claimed that old Bob would vanish from his seat as they passed the house, then reappear moments later, and other locals swore that his gaze would follow them as they passed. Visitors to the artist house claimed to hear footsteps in
I
the
don't
attic
like it. I'm
and the
getting
sounds of a
chills.
child laughing, despite there
We should
being
watch
no children
scary
in the home.
things like this, then play scary
A
games
plumber
on Halloween.
working in the attic says the doll moved from one side of the window to the other whilst his back was turned and threw toys from his lap to the other side of the room. The local stories about Robert were so well known that a Solaris Hill reporter named Malcolm Ross paid a visit to the artist's house to see for himself.
But like, think about it. This would be some shit that I would do to my friends to scare them. Like, someone was definitely fucking with someone at one point, right? Had to
He
be.
later wrote, "It was like a metal bar running down my back. At first, when we walked through the door, the look on his face was like a little boy being punished. It was as if he
Ooh,
was
I wish someone would
asking
punish me, if you know
himself,
what I mean.
who are these people in my room, and what are they going to do to me?" When Gene Otto died in 1974, Myrtle
Nikki,
Reuter
you're
purchased the
insane.
artist
I
house
like
and
don't
became
want to
Robert's
like.
de
I
facto
don't like. I
caretaker.
kind of believe, but also don't.
According to some
like,
stories,
I don't wanna
Reuter's
fuck with
young
it in case
daughter
it is real,
was
you know what I mean?
delighted to find the old doll in the attic, but quickly ended the budding friendship when she awoke to find Robert moving about her bedroom in the middle
Do you
of
think
the
Robert
night.
would appreciate if I kissed
Reuter
him?
put up with Robert's antics for over 20 years. She reported that the doll moved around the house on its own and was seen scowling.
Honestly, when I was a child, I thought my toys moved. I'd put them in a very specific place. Like, I would measure where they are from the wall and shit, and then when I came home, I would remeasure it to make sure that they weren't moving and shit. Because I just assumed all toys, when you left, were alive.
anyone spoke ill of his former owner, Jean. Eventually, Reuter sold the home and passed Robert along to the Fort East Martello Museum in 1994. She may have assumed Robert's antics would be quashed in a display case. Since Robert arrived, the museum has become a spot of pilgrimage for fans of the macabre and mysterious. Visitors report that their cameras malfunction in his presence and their electronic devices act strangely.
Like,
Staff members
what would happen if they just killed him? Like, they just burnt him. It's a kid's toy, right?
say they have seen Robert's facial expression change and heard him giggle. One even says they watched the doll raise his hand to the glass.
No way.
Fort East Martello Museum curator Corey Convertito is now the caretaker of the mischievous figurine. Once a year, she removes the doll from his humidity-controlled, UV-filtering glass
Like, this has to be a
case,
money ploy, no?
a gift from one of Robert's fans, and weighs him to check if his straw-filled body has lost any mass. She also reads catalogues and files all of Robert's mail, more than 1,000
Are you insane? She reads
letters
mail to a
annually.
toy?
These letters usually contain apologies. Visitors who mocked or laughed at the doll later write to him and beg his forgiveness.
Well, I'm fucked then. I'm screwed. I better start writing. Someone open up the notes app. Better start writing. Okay, here we go. Dear Robbie, I am so sorry for the things I said on stream. It was all for content. Please be nice to me. I'll be nice to you. We know. Truce. From Nick. Should we send that to him? I feel like we need to send that.
Attributing everything from car crashes to
Toy
divorces
Story
to
IRL.
Robert's
Ghosts and creepy
vengeance.
things are not real
Others
unless I witness it
ask them
myself.
for advice or to hex
That's what I mean, but
someone
like,
who has wronged
I
them.
also just don't want to fuck with it, you know what I mean? Like, in
Receives
case it is
gifts
real.
Too. Aside from the state-of-the-art glass case, he regularly gets candy, apparently having let it slip to his visitors that he has a bit of a sweet tooth. The museum staff has also found offerings of money and even marijuana left
Oh
for the
my gosh, sign
mischievous
me up.
entity. Robert the doll is now 117 years old.
That's
He
what I'm
does-
saying. Any toy from that era, it just has
doesn't
to be
leave his
inherently
case
just creepy.
often, but he has had a few adventures in his old age. In 2008, he was exhibited at an event hosted by the Atlantic Paranormal Society in Clearwater, Florida. In 2015, he was flown all
Like,
the way
what if the hurricane just fucked him up, and then no one has to, like, send the Hurricane Milton that way? Take him away.
to Las Vegas for an appearance on a travel channel.
Ouch.
And the same year, his legend hit the big screen
Okay, that's fucking creepy.
with the premiere of the film Robert. He has his own website, robertthedoll.org, where you can send him a message.
Well, send the
He's
hurricane
on
that way.
Facebook
Fuck this thing
and
up.
Twitter too. He has a
I didn't mean that about the hurricane.
penchant for posting about other hauntings, but is quick to remind us that no other object is as mischievous or beloved as he. And if you say otherwise, you may be writing an apology letter before long.
Imagine I just died tomorrow.
Thank you for watching.
Robert's just, my stream opens up and it's just Robert for like 4 seconds tomorrow. And then that's it.
and I'll see you next time. with
Seeing
another
ya
story
in the next
to
game of
make
Clue,
you
buddy.
say, well, I never.
Bro, that's gotta be a ploy, though, right? If I click this, am I getting haunted, Chris? Hopefully it comes for you first, because you clicked it first. Bro, this shit is... Bro's got moccasins on. Stylish. I don't like being on this website because it gives me heebie-jeebies. And... oh, I don't like it. Like, I'm getting chills right now. The Joe Rogan Experience talked about it. Fucking put my podcast on here, baby. I'll talk about it if you're gonna post it. That shit is insane. Oh my gosh. I just... apology letters? Oh my gosh. I don't know if my visit upset you. It was never meant to be. Since my visit to West Key, I've experienced some horrible events. I just hope they're not connected in any way to your visit. But if they are, please accept my humblest apologies for anything that may have offended you during the time. Dear Robin, I accidentally took footage of you. I'm sorry. I should have asked for permission. I will delete the video ASAP. My husband and I visited a museum 2019. My husband took a picture without asking. When we were leaving the museum, I was going through the door and I felt a shock go across my shoulders. In January. But like, is this not placebo? Have you seen the things? There's like things on Mythbusters where they would like put people in a chair. One person. They blindfold them. They would spin them around till they got like motion sickness. And they would tell people that they're getting an aspirin, and then sometimes they would give them a placebo, and they thought they would feel better because it was placebo. Because it was just like, come on, you know what I'm saying? I was diagnosed with a severe illness and have not been well since. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry I was startled to you. And did no intend to disrespect you. Our lives have been upside down this year. Please forgive me. My name is Katie. My fiance visited you in the museum. We visited and learned about your story. Deeply apologize if we disrespect you in any ways. See the president for coming to space without asking your permission. Like, this is what I'm saying. How do you ask for permission? Does it nod? Say yes? Do you know what I mean? Gonna meet Robert in the gulag? Showcasting the podcast? Cassie doesn't believe in anything fun. Cassie doesn't even believe in aliens. And aliens definitely exist. Yeah, I know you can ask him if it's okay, but like, how do you know if he says no? Then what? You can ask him, but what is his answer? Is it yes or no? And how do you know? Prove to me that one. Prove to me that one. Prove me that one. Prove me that one. That one right there. That one. Prove it. Nobody's proving it. What if he said no and you took the picture anyways? Now what? You don't believe in aliens? Are you criminal? I'm going to get my pizza and we'll continue this conversation.